From taking down a karate master to humiliating professional rugby players, here are 15 times IshowSpeed humiliated pro athletes. We start with Speed pulling up to a karate camp in Panama, ready to fight. A black belt karate master steps up to face him, first giving Speed some friendly advice on how to fight. But after a while, Speed asks for a real match.
Come on! You done! He did! I did him! I won! No!
Shockingly, Speed wins, and the guards have to step in to break it up. But just as Speed starts celebrating, the master takes his shot and sends Speed straight to the ground. Speed completely humiliates the karate master. Karate was just the beginning for Speed. Speed was at a stadium in Ireland and wanted to play. A pro player agreed to face him.
Step you have to do with it. Yeah.
Speed completely humiliated him. The coach thought Speed just got lucky, so he sent in the Michael Jordan of his team to get revenge.
You ready?
Speed destroyed him. The coach can't believe what just happened. He's hurting. He needs to see his team win. So even though Speed's already tired, the coach sends in the LeBron James of his squad for a second shot at revenge. Oops, Speed crushed him. This time, we've got KSI, a pro athlete, challenging Speed to a race because he thinks Speed is too slow. KSI has been training like an athlete since 2018, and Speed, just a 17-year-old kid.
He always called me Ishow slow.
So who's gonna win?
Stop playing me! I'm Speed on my mama! I'm Speed! I'm Speed! I'm Speed! I'm Speed!
Speed also beat KSI at the MrBeast challenge. Speed easily completed the rope challenge while KSI couldn't even finish it. Speed went on to do the next 2 stages, while KSI decided to skip 3 stages. Eventually, they both ended up at the same challenge, the one where you have to jump over 4 red balls and make it across. Both Speed and KSI struggled with it and failed.
You got it! You got it!
But later, with MrBeast watching, Speed gave it another shot.
He's off! He's off! He's off!
The next race is something special. Speed challenged Travis Scott to a race. At first, Travis hesitated, but with Speed pushing hard, he finally gave in.
It's now or never. There we go. There we go. There we go. There we go. Hell yeah! All right, man. About to race my man Travis. You want to put no money on it? Man, let's do this shit. Let's do this shit. Bye-bye, Travis. Get out of here, bro. Get out of here, bro.
The next person to race Speed is a professional sprint world champion. MrBeast was preparing a video where the best athletes in the world would face off against random people. So, to take on Noah Lyles, he thought, who better than the fastest content creator in the world? Speed was so invested that he even called his dad to motivate him.
Bro, I need some motivation from my dad. Yo, Dad, you think I could beat him?
Yeah, you can beat him, man.
Bro, listen, it's gonna be hard though. He's the fastest man alive.
Yeah, but you may catch him on the wrong day, you know.
Speed was ready to beat Noah Lyles, just like he always did with athletes.
Set.
That was a tie!
Speed almost won.
Ultra slow-mo camera.
Boom.
Dang, that is crazy how close that is, though. Wow.
The next person to race Speed is an England football legend. Speed was invited to the CBS Sports set where football legends Thierry Henry and Jamie Carragher were. Speed asked to race Thierry, but instead, Jamie Carragher stepped up.
I think I'm faster than Henry, yeah.
In his prime? Thierry in his prime?
Yes.
We can have him a race?
Yeah.
Let's see who wins.
Behind your marks. Get set. Bye-bye, Jamie. Bye-bye, Jamie. Bye-bye, Jamie. Bye-bye, Jamie. Sweet. Fuck out of here, boy. And you really cheated. You pushed me, man.
Even though Jamie cheated by pushing Speed twice, Speed still won the race. Now let's head to the UFC, where Speed had a fight with Aiden Ross. Dana White, the president of the UFC, is the referee. Let's see what happens. But that's not the end. Speed wants to challenge Alex Pereira next.
I said next time I see you, said that you was gonna get me in a fight, bro.
Okay, who do you want?
I want Alex Pereira.
That's a bad idea.
Since he couldn't fight Pereira, Speed wanted to measure the power of his punch against Pereira's plus.
Holy shit. Oh my God.
Don't want it. Oh my God! That's 921!
Here's how Speed broke Alex Pereira's record, a true MMA champion. And Speed isn't afraid to race anyone. He keeps challenging people, just like he did with this UFC fighter.
They said you're a UFC fighter.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
You wanna race me?
I see you online. You're pretty fast, bro. Let's do it.
All right, let's go.
Can a random UFC fighter beat Speed in a race?
I didn't even go full speed on you.
Speed crushed him. Now, Speed is at the biggest stadium in Norway, and he has to beat the fastest football player from this coach's team to land a contract.
So if I win against him in a race, I get a contract. Bet. Zach, this is gonna be the easiest Norwegian contract in history.
Speed beat him.
Give me my contract!
Now, Speed is in Indonesia, and a marathon runner challenged him to a race. If the marathon runner loses, he promises to run from Bali to Jakarta for a whole month.
Ready, set, go.
Speed crushed him.
I'll be walking from Bali to Jakarta. I promise.
It would take 1 month.
1 month, no problem.
If that wasn't enough for you, Speed's next opponent is on another level. He's a high-level sprinter and a Super Bowl champion. Speed showed up to race him, but at first, Tyreek wanted a reward. He asked Speed to bet their Lamborghinis, and Speed agreed.
Come on.
We're racing for the cars, though. We're not
Come
racing in the car.
on.
You put your car up, I put my car up.
Okay, let's go.
For the Lambo.
Okay, for the Lambo. Come on, bro. Come on, bro. Hey, this race is waiting on, bro. Everybody's waiting on this race, man.
But Tyreek kept making excuses to avoid racing. He thinks he can easily beat Speed, but he's afraid something might go wrong.
So I'm gonna beat you all day. If we race 40, I'm gonna beat you by 15.
Do you hear this? You're crazy.
What that shit you be doing?
You a crazy man. You just don't want to do it, bro. Hey, Trey, y'all see this right here? He's scared to race me. It's not me. Look, he's running away. He's running away. Like, come on, bro. He made me come out all the way out here to not race. I flew 15 hours. Nobody want to race me because they're scared.
In the end, Speed couldn't race Tyreek, but another athlete at the stadium stepped up.
Go. What the? See?
You got it, bro. You got it.
I got it.
But he quickly gave up the race. IshowSpeed also challenged players from the Australian League and crushed them, one by one. But some people weren't sure if Speed could really handle the pressure on the football field. Maybe it was just a lucky break. Let's test him again.